great game, and there's so much time. Rashford goes for that.
Milan. There are some amazing top-level teams that could be in this competition in that round.
Yeah, and they'll probably play a lot better than they did here today. So, look, it's tough. It's really tough. Obviously, losing here against Real Sociedad put them under a lot of pressure. They have to find a way to go there and win. I think they won tonight 3-0 against Sheriff. They've been terrific in the group so far, Real Sociedad, but United need to go there and win and put on a big performance.
That is why this win for Manchester United is so big tonight. There is plenty more to come from these guys. Do stay. Hargreaves, Manchester United win it late to Old Trafford, where Manchester United have got a crucial late win in the Europa League over Cypriot side Omonia. It was when Scott McTominay scored the winner after he came off the bench. And as things stand, United have kept their hopes alive of still topping this group. Remember, the reason that's so important is they would go straight through to the round of 16 if they finish top. If not, and they finish second in the group, they would face a team potentially that drops down from the Champions League. But they the final match of the group stages if they both win next week, in order to top the group. So
we knew that going into the game there. They would be fired up. We know the manager well. Obviously, Neil Lennon is a great coach. We knew the way they would play. So, no games like this are going to be easy. Do you know what I mean? So for us, it's important that we dial into every game. And obviously, it's a squad game, like you see, with the lads who come off the bench against Everton, the game before that as well. And obviously tonight is what the manager wants. So yeah, everyone's pleased. I had so many goal opportunities, and he came at the end and said I could have been there all day, and the ball wouldn't have gone in the net. He's done pretty much everything but score. But yeah, as I say, we had the crossbar. Obviously with Casemiro, their goalkeeper, I've just seen him then was different class, to be fair to him. So no, fair play to them. They were different class, but I felt like we created enough chances in the game. Yeah, obviously there's a lot of depth sagging deeper and deeper as the game goes on, so there's a lot of space towards the edge of the box, and obviously that was the place where we could exploit that. Obviously with shots at the edge of the box, I had three. Obviously one was not so good, and the other two were maybe a chance of going in for the majority of the game. But obviously watching, he was outstanding. Sometimes you just think it's not going to be a day, but as I say, credit to the team. Now we've got a real good team spirit within the
to score for Manchester United in Europe in stoppage time since Solskjaer in '99. An important goal as well, Paul.
Yeah, big goal for the way the group's looking. He's probably not the most obvious.
Gone box to box. He's got goals in this game as well, but their goal, Francis Uzoho had the game of his life. I think his agent will be on the phone there I think they're having a Jerry Maguire moment probably together, because he put in an amazing performance.
How impressed were you with the goalkeeper?
Yeah, it was good. I don't think he made saves that you thought was unbelievable and that he probably shouldn't be making. Possibly one from Casemiro where he touched onto bar, but other than that, I think it was shot. Saved everything he should have saved. That's all he did.
That's really.
He is a goalkeeper, don't forget. You're supposed to save the ball, so.
Yeah. I mean, what's quite remarkable, really, with his story is that he isn't Omonia's first-choice goalkeeper. And Neil Lennon talked before the game about the fact that he's also a Manchester United fan, so he would have loved every single second of it out there.
Yeah, his smile on his face at the end of the game. Even the United players would come up to him, probably like, "What did you eat?" You know, the way that he performed. So for him, that's a huge moment. I think we all have games when he's still only young. I think he's only 23, isn't he? 23, yeah. So, you know, he's a relatively young for a goalkeeper, and we all have moments, games which probably change your career. I'm sure that's going to be one for him, because everybody now is going to know his name.
Well, there's a smile on his face at the end of the game. It was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
You're probably happy he's made all them saves, and United have won as well, so great night.
Win-win, eh? I'll tell you what, shall we hear from him now? Here he is, the man of the match, Francis Uzoho, is with Danny.
Close to an amazing point this evening. How frustrated, how disappointed?
I'm not disappointed though, because we had a great game, but I would have preferred to get at least a point. But I'm happy. It's not an easy stadium to play in with these big players, so I'm happy in general.
And as well. Yeah. I saw your tweets when the draw was made. What was it like tonight?
It's a dream come true for me. I have dreamed to play here for a long time. So when I saw the draw and I figured that I would be playing in Old Trafford, I wanted to play, and I prayed to God to get an opportunity to play. So I got it, and I am happy I played here.
Of your career?
Arguably, yes.
Yeah. Proud of yourself and proud of your teammates?
I am proud of my teammates, most especially because
I can't watch that interview without a smile on your face. You can just tell how absolutely delighted he was with his performance and playing at Old Trafford. And, you know, the Europa League sometimes gets a bit of stick, doesn't it, Owen? But it's nights like this where dreams get to come true for some players that you're reminded how special it can be.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's such a privilege, you know, he's so excited to come here. And for us, everybody's always working these games, or even the United players, you know, they feel like they want to be in the Champions League. But for him, that's, you know, I promise you, this game will change his career, arguably change his life. So it's amazing to see how happy he was. He felt blessed that he was able to play that well. I mean, he's not even the first choice goalkeeper. You know, he said he prayed that he's going to get the opportunity to play, and he did. And then he goes and plays like that. It's pretty spectacular. I think that's what sport is all about, moments like that.
And it's a reminder, isn't it, of just how special it is to be here at Old Trafford as well.
Yeah, well, I think he sums up there, doesn't he? Perfect. Just looking at his face, that smile, he's so happy to be here, so happy to play here. And it's a special place to play, and, you know, you don't hear that so much from opposing players and players who play for the club as well. It's a special theatre to come and play football, and look, I'm really chuffed for him, and that smile on his face. He's so happy with his own performance, and again, like I said, I think he's happy United won.
Yeah, an unforgettable night for him on the pitch, but Manchester United had 34 attempts at goal. They completely dominated the match, 80% possession. Why did it take them so long to get past?
Expect them to be dominant against a team from Cyprus. You know, if you've got ambitions of going on to win this competition, you have to really be comfortable in them games, and they've got a little bit lucky really with the way the group's got to end up, that they've managed to get one in the end.
How much credit does Erik ten Hag deserve for the substitutes he's made? You mentioned it there, because remember last week in Cyprus all 3 goals were scored by substitutes. 7 of Manchester United's last 8 goals in all competitions have been scored by players coming off the bench, and that was the case tonight. Well,
he's got his finger on the pulse. He knows when the team's performing and who's not, and I think it was Malacia and Sancho he took off. Obviously, criticised them for the goal that they conceded. And if you're not playing well, he'll take you off, and you make changes, and you won't play, and the other lads will play. We said before the game, there's probably only 4 or 5 players that are guaranteed to start, and now he's made changes again, and maybe those lads might play on the weekend. So he's got a big squad. I don't think we said before the game, he hasn't settled on what his best 11 is, because he's got a lot to choose from. But I think he's doing a great job of getting it right and making changes when he needs something.
OK, well, we hope to hear from Erik ten Hag.
He's looking at very nearly a massive result for your side.
It's been the greatest result in the club's history. It's like, you know, we defended heroically, frustrated. It's the second half, we didn't keep the ball in the final third at all. And you have to accept that, and just, you know, hope that the players who were very resilient, and towards the middle of the goal, my goalkeeper was incredible, which you need a team as good as this. But yeah, I mean, a few of them will come out with you know, a lot of glory, and a few will have regrets about the way the game went. Where at this level you need to keep the ball better, you know.
Match, he certainly didn't let you down.
He is. I said to him before the game, look, you know, I've had great goalkeeping performances before, and I need one from you tonight. And he really stood up to the challenge. He was inspired. He was unbelievable, and I was so happy for him. He's worked so hard, and he's had to wait his time, and he's taken his chance brilliantly, you know. So kick on now, stay injury free, and enjoy his football. But you know, that performance tonight was probably the best of his career, and he may never better it.
And B of the performance they put in.
He deserves a lot of credit, the way he set them up. You know, they had a back 5, they had 3 in midfield, and the 2 at the top of the pitch, they caused a real threat, you know, when they had the opportunity and when they countered. So I think he can be proud of himself and his players.
OK, break. We'll get the thoughts of him and how he thought the match turned out tonight here at Old Trafford. But Manchester United with an important win over Omonia. More reaction after the break. Old Trafford, where Scott saved the day for Manchester United. McTominay beating Omonia with their 33rd attempt at goal. It was a dominant performance from Erik ten Hag.
Tricky evening was the win.
Football is about scoring goals, and we created so many chances, but ball we didn't net. Only one time, but was enough for the win, and we're happy with that.
Being more clinical, how do you make your team more keep faith in the process?
They score, and so I have to make the team a compliment, keep patient, keep coming in the right positions, keep creating chances, then the opponent to come out. So I think they did well. Only one thing, and that's about football. You have to score. Yes, I think this game had to be 3-4-0. No, I know how football is, and we score already so many goals in every game we score, and I have the faith we will continue that. We have scoring players, so I'm not concerned about this. I hope we save the goals for next week.
How many chances came from giving the ball away?
It was I think in the last 10 minutes. We pointed that in halftime. Keep the focus, compact. So in the back, then you don't score. You did. We run out of position. We're forcing. Then I don't call it sloppy, but then you lose the ball, and that you have to avoid. And so there was only 10 minutes in the game. So once again, I have to make the compliment to the team. High, and so you have keep the tempo on the ball, but also the movement. And once again, when you create against such compact opponents so many chances, that is well done from the team. But of course I had the preference to score more. And
when we look back at this game, how big might that late goal be?
No, we have to wait. We have still 2 games to go, so go from game to game. First we bury Europe. We're looking forward to Sunday, a big game, and we really have to prepare that well, and we have to get the energy for it.
Ten Hag, who when asked whether a win was the most important thing tonight, he said no. What's your...
Frustrated. I think he's expecting a 4 or 5-0 game, like everybody else is, and he's frustrated with his players. He's okay having a great performance, keeping the ball really well, creating a lot of chances, but if you don't score goals, you don't win games. So that will be frustrating for him. He's made some good subs, as we said. Subs have really helped United this season so far, and that's what they're there for, the subs, by the way. You know, if it's not quite going right on the pitch, 3, 4 players, strong bench, they need to come and change the game. And I thought Sancho, McTominay and Eriksen had a big influence in it, but you know, going to that game in a couple of weeks' time, the Sheriff game, they've got to score some goals. They can't afford to be so wasteful in front of a goal, because that could cost them. You know, they go to Sociedad, win 1-0, the game then goes to the goal difference, providing they both win them games. Goal difference could be massive in this group, so next week especially, they've got to really... in 2 weeks, they've got to take the chances to make.
Yeah, just to explain exactly how that works in the group. If Manchester United and Real Sociedad both win their next game and it goes to the final match when they play each other in Spain, Manchester United have to win by more than 1 goal in order to top the group, because if that happens and Manchester United were to win 1-0, it would go head to head and Real Sociedad would top the group. So Manchester United need to win that game by more than a goal. It's very tight heading into the final 2, isn't it?
Well, that's why today was important, that they scored a few goals, and obviously they've got the next one as well. So it's... Look, they missed a huge opportunity today to score a ton of goals. I know the goalkeeper had an absolute worldie, but what they have, 35 attempts?
34
attempts. I mean, let's be honest, you know, you need to probably score more than 1 from 34 attempts, and that's why Ten Hag's frustrated. But they created a lot, which is good, and the subs coming off the bench are impacting the game like they did in the first game. So I think they're close. I think they're close to having a game where they're going to explode and score 4 or 5.
You can understand his frustrations, but as we mentioned a bit earlier on, in terms of Premier League matches that we've seen recently, 5 wins in the last 6. This weekend they face Newcastle. From what we've heard from Erik ten Hag there, is the importance as well as the result, the performance as well as the result just as important?
I think the result's more important than performance.
Yeah,
I don't think they've had massive... Even them 5 games they've won out of 6, I don't think it's been the way he's wanted to play. I don't think it's been a totally dominant performance from United in those games. I think winning the game Sunday is far more important than any type of performance. Newcastle are a strong team. They've started to really well. It'll be a tough afternoon.
Newcastle, Tottenham, Chelsea are the next 3 for Manchester United. What do you make of those fixtures?
Now they can show they can be the best of the rest. You know, obviously Man City are head and shoulders above everybody else. They showed that. They can win these games. You know, they can show that they can compete, be a top 4 team, and who knows, maybe even finish second.
Can they be best of the rest?
Yeah, I think they can. I think they've got the squad to do that. They have to be more clinical, though. You know, we keep saying that, especially tonight. The chances to create, they've got to find goals somewhere. There is goals in the team. We know that. Probably the chances didn't fall to the right people tonight. You're thinking about Cristiano, especially. But I think in them league games, Manchester United are more than capable of beating these teams.
Yeah, and an outstanding performance once again from the Omonia goalkeeper Francis Uzoho. And that is all we've got time for. Owen, Paul, thank you both for your